to Weekly Dose of K-Culture. I'm your host Alexi, and I'm super excited to be able to talk to you this week about traditional cultures and festivals in Korea. So 15th of September was actually the big national holiday in Korea, and the festival was actually called Chuseok, which is also known as full moon festival or full moon harvest day. So many countries in Asia also celebrate the day, and it is a day where we make a lot of many dishes and offer them to our ancestor to thank them for a great year of harvest. So normally this provides a chance for many young Koreans and also Korean families to visit their hometown as they live away from their hometown. So a lot of people travel at the same time, and we have a dish eaten during Chuseok called songpyeon, which is a rice cake filled with sugar, honey, or sesame seeds. Although Chuseok is supposed to be a very festive moment, there are some side effects or symptoms that are experienced by various groups of people, which puts them off from visiting their hometown and relatives and family. So first symptom is actually experienced by dads or those responsible for driving. As many people travel around the country at the same time, they often experience, or actually most of the cases, they experience traffic jam. So a huge number of people traveling all over Korea at the same time, you're bound to have some kind of traffic jam. And the same thing happens in New Zealand around Christmas time as well. But the amount of traffic jam that you experience in Korea during those festive moments is very different from the one you experience from New Zealand. I'm actually talking about moving like a meter every 15 minutes. So often people experience like body aches or stiff neck. There are of course some resting stops along the way to avoid people having all those body aches, but people screaming, children screaming in the background and having to drive a long distance is always a bit of a problem for males of the family or those who have to travel. The second symptom is visible only through female members of the family, and even though it is changing, Korea has been very patriarchal, meaning all of the dishes that are offered to the relatives are prepared by the female member. So often the family has one female member or female figure who is the highest rank of the females. So they can be mothers-in-law or a mother of the son, and they are often the one who are responsible for cooking the dishes and overseeing the whole process. So this symptom is actually called daughter-in-law syndrome, where people experience or women experience anxiety and headaches because they are already thinking about having to cook so many food and having to prepare so many dishes and having to cater for so many people. So the main cause of this symptom is excess amount of work and nagging from their mother-in-law. So I hope that this year mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law manage to work together to have a very, very happy environment, at least. The third symptom is experienced by young adults, and it's caused by one simple question of, have you found work already? In Korea, the unemployment rate is quite high in Korea, and the main concern of young people is to graduate from university and be employed, and especially in the major corporation. So Chuseok, alongside many other national holidays, are used for relatives to ask, brag, and gossip about who found the job and who haven't. The last symptom is also experienced by young adults, but mostly with women this time. And it is also caused by a simple question, and this time the question is, when are you getting married? Traditionally in Korea, girls are expected to be married before they turn 30. So sorry mom, but even though this trend is slowly changing, this is another main topic for gossip during Chuseok or any other national holidays, and this puts many young girls from visiting their family and relatives. So to celebrate Chuseok, and I thought it would be a really great opportunity for me to talk about some other national holidays in Korea. And obviously, there's so many holidays in Korea, so I won't be able to go into too much details or talk about all of them. But if I ever talk about something that you're really interested in, message me on Facebook or through HTB page on Facebook, and I'll be able to talk to you more about that. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, we have two New Years in Korea. The first one is called 새해, and it is on the 1st of January, the same as what we have in New Zealand. And then we have Seollal, which is on the 1st of January according to the lunar calendar. So you may have seen like Chinese New Year being celebrated in New Zealand. That's pretty much what Seollal is for Koreans. So as you know, lunar calendar is very different, and you would have seen the Chinese New Year is celebrated after the New Year, like New Zealand New Year that we have. So both days are national holidays in Korea, but there is a little bit more focus on Seollal, where we believe we truly gain a year. So the 1st of January comes, and we wake up in the morning and we say, oh, okay, I'm 1 year older today. But it's not until we celebrate Seollal and eat tteokguk, which is a traditional rice cake soup, where we actually believe that we have gained 1 more year. So tteokguk symbolizes a gaining of a year and wish for longevity and a luck for the upcoming year. On 5th of May, we have a day of children known as 어린이날. So parents are given a day off to spend it with their children and appreciate their children and just look after them, have fun, and such a amazing family time. And a few days after the Children's Day, on 8th of May, we have Parents' Day called 어버이날. So in New Zealand, we have Mother's Day and Father's Day separately, but in Korea, we have parents are congratulated and celebrated together to remind parents that they need to be working as a team and as a family to look after their family and look after each other. Then on 15th of May, we have Teachers' Day, 스승의 날, to thank the teacher for their great teaching and guidance. So even from the early age, we actually appreciated the teaching of great teachers and the importance of education. So on this day, students show their appreciation by sending cards and often giving teachers small gift. But in some schools these days, gifting has been banned because some parents use it as a way of bribing their teacher to look after their own children with extra care. Because there are many family-related celebrations in May, May has been known as the month of family in Korea. Then on 6th of June, we have Commemoration Day for those who have dedicated their lives for Korea, whether it was through participation in war or on the liberation movement. So it is known as 현충일, and you could think of it this day as a kind of an Anzac Day to thank people for, for dedicating their life and service for the goodwill of Korea. So on 1st of March 1919, Koreans stormed to streets to protest against Japanese occupation in Korea and to wish for the liberation for the Japanese government. During this period, many of the Korean cultures and identities, such as language, have been banned. So many people really wish for the liberation, and those who have wished for liberation have been perished due to many tortures and execution by Japanese government. So we have 3.1 every year on the 1st of March to really thank them for their service and commemorate this day to never forget about their sacrifices. And on 17th of July 1948, the first constitution of Korea was established and enforced, and we have Jeonja to celebrate the true identity and true beginning of Korea as one country after the liberation of from Japan. So we had a very short celebration because shortly after the liberation we had Korean War, but it was a day to remember that we Koreans can work together in union. On 15th of May 1945, Korea was declared free from Japanese control after Japan lost in World War II. So many people gather in streets celebrating in tears for the liberation, and we have Gwangbokjeol to celebrate the day and to thank everybody who sacrificed their life for the freedom of Korea. On 3rd of October, we have a founding day of Korea according to the Korean myth. So it is called Gaecheonjeol, and the story goes there was a king from heaven who came down to the land where Korea is now. And a tiger and a bear who were living on the land came to the king and asked for the king to turn them into human. So the king said if they survive 100 days in a dark cave, eating only few herbs and 20 garlics. So if you think about it, you have a tiger and bear and only few herbs and 20 garlics to survive on. They said, the king said, if they succeed in surviving, they'll be turned into human. The tiger couldn't bear through that, so he ran away. But the bear actually stayed behind, and on the 21st day, she turned into a human. After turning into human, she had another wish, and that wish was for her to bear a child. So every day she prayed and prayed and prayed for a child. So finally the king came down to earth, turned himself into a human form, and actually marries a woman who turned human from the bear, and she was able to conceive a child. So she gave birth to a son called Dangun, who became the first king of Korea. So that is a myth we have, and to celebrate the story, we have a special day dedicated for that. So far, I've been able to tell you a bit about our Korean national holidays. Then there are some other events that we do celebrate, which is celebrated with less importance, and also it is celebrated amongst the younger generation people, especially the ones in love. So I thought it would be really good to talk to you about that. So we have Valentine's Days in New Zealand, right, for lovers to celebrate. What if I tell you on the 14th of every month, Korea has a celebration related to love? So I'm going to teach you about some of the celebration according to the month, and hopefully maybe if you are dating somebody, you get to celebrate those days together with your girlfriend or boyfriend. So here are the dates. On 14th of January, there is a diary day where lovers gift each other with diary. So they can give diary to each other to record amazing adventures that will go on together. Or I've seen some cases where lovers get one diary, and one person will write a letter to the other person. For example, I'll be writing a letter to my boyfriend today, and my boyfriend will be writing a letter to me tomorrow. So they keep recording the diary every single day. At the end of the year, they have something to remember the day by and really celebrate their love for each other. So 14th of February, Valentine's Day. Also, it is celebrated on the same day in Korea, but Valentine's Day in Korea is a little bit different from the one we have in New Zealand. So in New Zealand, normally the lovers give each other chocolates no matter what gender they are, right? So for example, I could be giving chocolate to my boyfriend, and my boyfriend could be giving me chocolate. But in Korea, only the girls are giving chocolate to guy on Valentine's Day to really confess their love for them. So you'll be saying right now, what about girls? Wouldn't they be feeling left out? Don't worry. On the 14th of March, we have White Day, where guys are giving girls lollies this time. So if you gave chocolate for a guy to confess your love for them, and you didn't receive anything back, maybe wait about a month and he might be giving you lollies to confess his love for you. If you don't get anything from the guy, I'm sorry, just forget about him. Then on the 14th of April, we celebrate a very gloomy day. For those people who's still single despite the Valentine's Day and White Day, there is a Black Day where all the single friends gather together to eat jjajangmyeon, which is kind of like a Chinese influenced Chinese styled noodle, which is made of black bean paste. So the color of the noodle represent the blackened soul and hearts of those single people. So it's a very, very sad day, and maybe, you know, if you're single, just go and eat the noodle. It's really tasty. It shouldn't be a really gloomy day. It should be just a day of having a great, nice food. On 14th of May, there is a Rose Day, and this pretty much means guys giving girls roses. Because the other way around, if the girls are giving guy roses and guy have to walk around the street with rose bouquet, it wouldn't look good. I don't know. Just in my personal opinion, that's how I feel. But so on this day, you'll see a lot of Korean girls on the street just holding a large bouquet of roses. So how romantic is that? Oh, I'm jealous now. On 14th of June, lovers celebrate a kiss day. So I personally think this is less significant or less memorable because many lovers already kiss each other on regular basis, right? But then lovers try to set up a romantic mood. So for example, booking a really nice restaurant, or going to the beach, or going on a holiday together. Anything that will make that kiss more memorable and more special. Then on the 14th of July, we have a day known as Silver Day. So it is a day where lovers gift each other with silver rings or any kind of jewelry made from silver. So if you have a Pandora charm, remind your boyfriend, hey, by the way, 14th of July is Silver Day, so I need to stack them up, so maybe gift me one. I think I'll probably love this day the most because I do collect the Pandora charm, and yeah, any reason to have more Pandora charm on my bracelet will be a good thing. And 14th of August is a Green Day. No, I'm not talking about the American music group Green Day. I'm actually talking about the Green Day where lovers actually go on a holiday together, such as going on a green forest to escape from the hot summer weather in August, and also to make a good memory together. So many lovers go on a holiday together, take a lot of pictures, and enjoy some fresh air. Speaking of photos, on the 14th of September, the day is known as a photo day, and lovers take photos together to record their love for each other. So just like a kiss day, they could be organizing like a holiday together, going to a beach, going to a mountain, going to a river, or even going overseas to take a lot of photos together, or even going on a professional photo studio to get a professional photo done. On 14th of October, we have Wine Day, and lovers drink wine together and set up a romantic mood. I mean, think about it. Good food and wine, who wouldn't say no to that, right? I mean, I personally think that I would want every day to be a wine day because there's food, there's wine, there's somebody that I really like. Perfect, right? And then 14th of November is dedicated for Movie Day, where lovers watch a movie together. As a major movie lover, I love the idea of having a movie relay or day dedicated to movie to watch that movie together with my boyfriend and just having so much fun. So if you want to set up a really great mood, go for a romantic movie, or if you actually want to hug each other, go for a scary film. So summertime scary film will be a really great way to get rid of all of the heat. Speaking of hugging, 14th of December is a hug day, and since it is the coldest month in Korea, I think you need to hug each other to keep each other really warm, right? So I think that's maybe the origin of the hug day. I'm not too sure. But anyway, if you ever see your friend or lover on the 14th of December, give them a big hug and just be like, hey, I'm just celebrating your hug day, That'll be a really good thing to do. So I've been able to talk to you a bit about all of the celebration in Korea. There's another event in Korea. Of course, we do celebrate Christmas, but another big event we have is Pepero Day, which is on the 11th of November. So, as you know, some of you may already know what Pepero is. It's a little snack from Korea. Next time when I talk about food, I'll actually bring it here, and I'll be able to show you. But it's a long stick kind of looking snack, and it's either covered in chocolate or filled with chocolate, or it's covered in almond chocolate or anything that you can imagine, right? Because the number 11th of November resembles the stag of the snake, the company actually wanted to make that as a marketing strategy to sell more of the snack to younger generation of people. But then again, that day is also known as Agriculture Day and Awareness Day for disabled people. So there are a lot of debates on whether people should be banning the February Day because those other two events should have more of the importance. These celebrations do make people's life a little bit more exciting, but at the same time, there has been a little bit of concern that these days actually do make people really depressed and sad. For example, if you have a friend who's receiving a lot of lollies and you don't, you might really feel depressed and sad that, oh, maybe I'm not really popular, or why am I not getting many of the lollies as my friend does. So there's a lot of debates going on whether these events should be celebrated or not, but I personally think it's a really great day to have fun. So you don't have to have lovers, you can just have friends. For example, if you have hug day, like I said, give your friends a big hug, or if you have a photo day, go on a holiday together and take photos together. So it doesn't have to be limited to celebrating with lovers like your girlfriend or boyfriend, you know. So I think it's a really great opportunity for people to have fun together as a big group of people. I actually would love to see more people in New Zealand celebrating those events, and it shouldn't really be limited to people living in Korea only. So I hope that you got to really learn a lot more about Korea and all of the events that's happening in Korea. And hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to bring you a lot more news about Korean culture, such as Korean food. So hopefully that is very, very near in future. So stick around and I'll be able to teach you a lot more in Korea. But in the meantime, I hope you have fun as much as I did, and see you guys all next time. Bye!